melt my heart. 봄의 향기를 담은 그대를 보며 그냥 웃음만 짓게 돼. Don't know what to say. You were just like one spring day. 설레임을 주는 걸 언젠가부터였을까. 기다림의 끝에
I need to go clean my baby. I love the color of the car, but it's literally super dirty. I mean, look at it. Birds have had lots of fun pooping on my car. Like, too much fun.
So the first place that I came was the car wash. I needed to wash my car. So that's exactly where we are right now. We outside.
So I'm just waiting for them to vacuum the person in front of me, and then we're gonna get started with my car. Yeah, it's pretty. It needs help. Don't judge me, but oh my gosh. Yeah.
So once that is done with, I am going to have a sit-down dinner at one of my favorite Thai restaurants. The food is so delicious. So I'm gonna do that. And today I really wanted us to talk about the power of, you know, being able to find happiness and joy within yourself and with God. Oh, this is a nice mirror. Look at this. It's a nice mirror. So I decided to bring my book because I actually want to take some time out to journal. Dripping with sweat, bro. But the car looks much better. They did an alright job. They could have done better, but whatever. It is well. Thank God. Okay, so now we're gonna go to one of my favorite restaurants out here in my area, and it's this Thai restaurant. Oh my gosh, when I say the food is good, I mean the food is good. But I was a little tempted because Nando's happens to be right across the street from the restaurant right here, but I don't think I want Nando's. No, I'm craving for my Thai, so that's where we're gonna go. I've never been more in love than I am right now. Yep, this is the restaurant. This is cute. You can refill as much as you want. Let's get straight to the food. And water. So I decided to get what I got last time because I really liked the food. So that didn't take too long. I just showed her a video of my last vlog that I did. And I told her that's what I wanted, so that's done with. I said I wanted us to have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Today, really, I'm literally out here having lunch. Table for one. And you may be wondering, like, who does that? You actually got dressed, went to a restaurant so you can sit down and eat. Table for one, absolutely. But why is that not normalized? Why is that not normalized? Why is it that we always feel the need to bring someone along if someone's not available, that we want to do what we really want to do? Okay, service there is amazing. My food came out in like 5 minutes. And then it's my pina colada. And I'm getting ready to chow down, okay? thank you for this. Okay, y'all, welcome back. So today what I wanted to talk about is normalizing us taking ourselves out on dates, normalizing quality time with ourselves, with the Lord in a quiet and serene environment. It's not all the time that you want people up in your face. It's not all the time you want your phone to be going off. So there are days where you just need that solitary moment, and I selfishly and proudly take those solitary moments because I think it's quite vital. So I'm vlogging today just to show you guys one of the things that I do for myself, which is take myself out on dates, like go out for lunch, spend time talking to yourself, spend time writing, spend time doing all the creative things that you genuinely love. I think that's important because many times I feel as though many times we want to try new experiences, want to go to different places, but we don't. And one of the reasons why we don't do that is because we don't have people to tag along with us. Like, you want to go on a trip, but there's no one available for you to go on a trip with, so you cancel your trip. So all the adventurous things you want to do in life, whether it's hiking for the first time, whether it's going fishing, whether it's traveling out of the country by yourself, it just seems so frightening. But that shouldn't be the case all the time. I think that we must get to a point where you're just in a place in your life where you just want to explore life outside of people, outside of the box. And I feel like I'm slowly approaching that. Taking myself out on a date, this is nothing new. I used to do this like back in high school. But what I want to step it up a bit. I want to start taking myself out on trips, actually traveling alone. Let's try something real quick. Everyone that's watching this video right now, if you have ever taken yourself out on a date, comment down below. Tell me how it was. And if you've never done it before, go ahead. Type it down in the comment box. Say I've never done it before and this is the reason why I've never done it before. I mean, really sit down and analyze the reason why you're not doing the things you want to do. Why you're not exploring the world. Why you're not spending time in nature, spending time doing the things that truly makes you happy, the things that inspire you. I used to write a lot. One of the things I used to do, I used to write poetry. I used to have my own blog, and I used to blog a lot, just writing thoughts, writing emotions, all these things. And life got in the way. That's the honest truth. Life got in the way, and I didn't really know how to prioritize myself. But I'm slowly getting back to that point where I want to prioritize these things. Just sitting, I'm thinking back in those days when I was like 16 or so, and you tell yourself, oh, I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to do this, so I can travel and do this and do that. But when you finally get to adulthood and it hits you, you're like, whoa, let me go back to being 16. But I just wanted to talk about the importance of really just living life and living life intentionally and living life on purpose. Yeah, and I'm not just saying just go and do reckless things, but do things that are going to add to you, things that are going to inspire you, things that you can live to tell your grandchildren, your husband, your wife about, I explored the world, I went to this place. It's so important, even as a single woman or a single man. Like, imagine getting into a relationship and your husband asking you like, oh babe, have you ever been to Puerto Rico? No. Have you ever been to Chile? What's that? No. Ever been to New York? No, I've seen it on TV. Girl, let's get it together. Seriously. Sometimes you just gotta pack your bag. My way here, I was listening to Pastor Paul and he was preaching a sermon, and he talked about how sometimes it's also important for us to take out time from work and just have a retreat. You know, many times we take out time from work because we want to go on a vacation, but have we ever like tried it where you took out time from work just so you can stay home and really just spend time with the Lord, you know, and then just prayer and interceding and just spending time like literally in the presence of God, like just locking yourself in a house and in your room? Have we done that? I think the same way we need that mental rejuvenation, many times that's where we need that spiritual rejuvenation. That's some of the reasons why I like to take myself out on dates. And I want to start also traveling, because there's something about a change of environment. When you go to a new place, you see things differently because it's not your norm. It isn't. It's not your norm. Because if I were to travel right now and go to Texas, for example, the environment would be different. The people would be different. There are conversations I'll be having with other people that I don't have with people in Maryland. That can literally be a light bulb for me, that can inspire me, for me to start a new business, for me to do what I've never thought I'd do before. There's just something about a new environment that brings something new out of us. But if you stay stagnated in the same place for so long, how do we grow? How do we grow? You know? So I just hope that you're inspired to get up out of your comfort zone and go out into the world and explore it. Like, let's talk about like traveling. Some of the places I like to travel, I want to go to Bali. I want to go to India. I definitely want to go to South Africa. And these are huge trips, big. You know, they're literally in another part of the whole world. So at first I was like hesitant. Oh my goodness, what would I do by myself traveling? Oh my goodness, will I be able to survive? The truth is, I won't lie, the initial thought of it is kind of scary, but I'm not the first, I won't be the last. But I definitely want us to, I mean, when it comes to traveling, of course, be practical and be intelligent about it. When you're traveling alone, make sure that some of the things that I've learned, share your itinerary with your family members. Make sure they know where you're going to lodge, where your final destination is going to be. If you get to the airport, you happen to have Wi-Fi, make sure you're texting someone, you're updating them on what's going on. And always be sure to ask questions when you're at the airport. Because I feel like sometimes us women, we get too, I don't know if it's us women or if it's men. Like, you get too shy to ask questions. Like, oh, I don't want to seem somehow. I don't want to seem like I'm not knowledgeable. Well, since you're not. Another reason also I want to point out why it's important for us to have alone times is I think that as a single, it is so important for us to establish the fact that, you know, you can find happiness, you know, in God and in solitude. Because if we don't establish that now, you'll get married thinking, oh, husband, you're supposed to make me happy. Why aren't you making me happy? It is your job to make me happy. No, it is not their job to make you happy. You have the ability to bring joy to yourself. Scripture says the joy of the Lord is my strength. Okay? So find the things that makes you feel fulfilled. Don't lose yourself even before you get married, because that's a really tough place to be, sis. I'm telling you. And that's one of the things that I intentionally worked on as a single. You understand? Still working on. So that way I don't get married and I'm looking at my husband like, you didn't make me laugh today. Everybody needs that. The same way, like, your husband is not gonna look to you for you to fill him up. No, God is supposed to be the one to fill us up. And one of my pet peeves is when, like, you know, couples say, oh my gosh, you're my better half, you fulfill me. No, he's not my better half. I am whole, and so is he. You understand? The one that makes me complete is God. Now my husband is there to support me. He's there to water me with the word. He is there to love me. You understand? All the things that God has called and ordained him to be. But one of those things is not to make Miata happy. Miata should be able to be happy within herself. It is not the day where he does something wrong to me that my whole mood is spoiled. You understand? He misbehaves one day and like my whole day is messed up because of that one thing. If you get into marriage or relationship with that mindset, man, you're gonna have many down and sad days. And I know this way too well because I used to be that girl
where I was looking at my partner for him to make me happy, for him to complete me. Oh, coming into a relationship with a whole lot of daddy issues. Well, you remind me of my daddy, or you're not doing this enough. You're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that. And it is until, I got to the point where, just me spending time in the Lord and understanding my place in God and how God sees me, that I'm daddy's girl. And it is God that gives me my joy. It is in him I live, I move, and I have my being. It is not in my husband. All right, so my husband doesn't complete me. So I'm saying this to say that we have to be able to find joy and happiness in solitudes. Even when you have your children, you need that moment where you can say, babe, be with the kids. Can I just have a day to myself? Mental health is everything. If you're not mentally there, you cannot be. Speaking from the African community, we don't talk about mental health too often, but there are many, many, many African women who are dealing with depression, and they don't really know how to talk about it. I believe depression is a spirit, and that's just what it is. There are things that can trigger it, and one of those things is when we allow sadness and hurt from our partners to get in the way. So if you really want a fulfilled marriage, if you're not mentally there, mentally stable, you cannot be your best self to your children. You understand? You cannot be your best self to your spouse, and that's you opening doors to many things in your marriage, and you don't want that. So please find joy in going out and spending time with yourself. I actually spoke to a married woman who says she actually takes out time to have her own alone moment by herself. We're currently planning like a singles retreat, right? And I actually wanted her to be one of the speakers. And she was just telling me she's been married for 18 years. She says she not once has her husband ever yelled or like raised his voice toward her. So she was just blessing the Lord for the type of husband that God gave her. And she was telling me that she took out time not too long ago to go to a retreat, and she just spent time with the Lord. She was telling me about how the venue looks like outside of the building itself. There's like a beach, waterfront. So she said she would walk up and down speaking in tongues and just praying in the Holy Spirit. That's her time alone. She has a husband, she has children. So it's so important that even in marriage we should be able to practice these alone times. It is very, very vital. Okay, just saying. Anyhow, so that's that for this conversation. Comment down below and let me know what you think about it, okay?
내게로 와서 melt my heart. 봄의 향기를 담은 그대를 보며 그냥 웃음만 짓게 돼. Don't know what to say. You are just like one spring day. 설레임을 주는 걸 언젠가부터였을까. 기다림의 끝에 너를 만났고 모든 게 새로 느껴져.